My wife loaned a friend of hers some money, and they couldn't pay her back. Her friend instead got payback by exposing some of my wife's juiciest secrets. Now, it's hard to get back to how things were before, and I'm seriously reconsidering our relationship. First things first, I have no plans to divorce my wife. I am just trying to vent because this hurts like hell, and I'm not sure to whom I can confide in order to get this off my chest. An old friend of my wife, whom we have not seen in years, reached out to me last night and emailed me screen caps of some email exchanges that detailed a fling my wife had with another man while we were still dating long distance. She said she wanted to clear her conscience after all this time, but I was skeptical at first. It took place in the 2 months leading up to my moving in with her. She definitely slept with the guy at least once, and they went on several dates. I logged into her email at about 2 this morning and verified that these emails were real, and I found some more emails she sent to another friend with more details of her feelings. We've both grown a lot since then, and our marriage has been truly great, but reading some of the things she said back then just gutted me. She said she knew what she was doing was wrong, though she didn't necessarily feel any guilt. She said that she loved the way I made her feel when we were together, but she got really lonely when I left and that she had made up her mind to basically live like she was single for the 3 weeks each month that I wasn't there. Hell, she even kicked around the idea of breaking up with me to pursue a relationship with the other guy. Like I said, we currently have a great marriage, and I have zero intention of seeking a divorce. I'm not even sure I'm going to confront her about it because it was so long ago. That said, this has really punched me in the gut, and I'm not sure I've ever felt this kind of hurt. Update 1. I got back home on Sunday after a weekend work meeting that was out of state. I asked her if we could talk, and I told her that I knew she had cheated on me. She held back tears as she confessed that she had, indeed, carried on a brief relationship with another man while we were dating, which was shortly before I had moved states and we had moved in together. I asked her if there were any other times, and she said no. I have faith in her when she says this because I gave no time frame, and she corroborated what I had found. I then asked why she kept it from me for so long, and she said she knew how adamant I was that I would never forgive a cheater since I had also been cheated on in college by a longtime girlfriend, and she knew it would destroy both me and our relationship. She then asked for my forgiveness, and I told her that I already had. She cried even more when I told her that the last thing I want is a divorce because I still love her more than anything in the world, and I'm not willing to throw everything we have away for something that happened 16 years ago. I said that while I love her, I am still very hurt because all of this is new for me, and my trust in her is a little shaken for having kept this from me for so long. She understood. She offered to let me go through her DMs, her email, and her text to prove nothing else had gone on. I declined because I have known all of her passwords and how to unlock her phone, and she has never suspiciously guarded her devices. We can also track one another's devices, and she has never been somewhere she shouldn't be when I checked. Finally, I asked why. She said she didn't have a clear answer why, and she still wasn't totally sure, but she was going through a very self-destructive time in her life, which was already known to me. And when this guy came pursuing her hard, it was one more terrible decision, following a string of terrible life decisions she had made over the previous year. We embraced and cried. She apologized again, and I told her how much she meant to me. I told her it would take time for me to process all of this and that I would be going through counseling. I wanted us to attend marriage counseling for at least a little while, but I was still madly in love with her. Then she asked me how I found out, and I told her about how her old friend had reached out to me and dropped the news, which caused me to check her emails and corroborate this information. Apparently, they had a pretty serious falling out a while back after my wife loaned the friend a good amount of money after the friend's husband had taken everything and left her high and dry. This money came from her personal account. Instead of using the money to get back on her feet, her friend had used it for really expensive, unneeded stuff and a vacation with some other girlfriends. Needless to say, my wife was pissed. She asked for her money back, and it led to a big fight. They have barely spoken since, and this will probably officially end their relationship as my wife thinks this could be payback for cutting off her friend. I have my first session with a new therapist later this week. We have a session with a marriage counselor next week. I am hopeful that we will come through this ordeal just as strong as we were before.